So it should be interesting. Xu Jing has already qualified for Lausanne, so she's in. And there's not quite the same pressure that'll be on her that was on Tatiana Segana just a moment ago. So the women's gold medal match, recurve competition. And there's a good look at Ika Yuliana Rochmawati of Indonesia. 25-year-old Indonesian archer who's ranked 46th in the world, has been ranked as high as 27th. That was a year ago. And what a week she had. A week that included a 6-2 win over Maya Jaeger of Denmark. Then she blanked Tatiana Segana 6-0 in the semifinals. Also defeated Aida Roman in the 1/8 round, 6-5. So that went to a shoot-off, and she was able to defeat Roman. So that says a lot.
And Stepanova, she had a really, really tough run to get to this final. She's beat a lot of the top shooters. You got to wonder whether or not that's mentally draining, whether the day off or the 2 days off between when she accomplished making it to this final are enough rest so that she's coming out fresh and hungry again and really wanting to win the gold. I expect every archer wants to win the gold, but that would be a pretty draining run. She was a pretty good giant killer on the way through. It'll be interesting to see how she executes today.
I'm always curious about the mental approach for archers who have one match in the day, and they've got a long time to think about it and how they handle that mentally. Now, Xu Jing obviously is somebody with a great deal of experience, despite the fact she's just 23 years old. She's really been out there on the international stage for a long time. You see her record in match play this year. She's very tough, 9-2. But for somebody like Ika Yuliana Rochmawati, who is appearing on this stage really for the first time, to my knowledge, you just wonder what's going through her mind and all the mental preparation leading up to it and how she handles it and how she's capable of handling it.
If she's been ranked as high as 22nd in the world, she's handled some good pressure here and there. She'll have a plan in place for sure. I imagine it's quite similar to the way sprinters are. Our matches are at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, not at 9 o'clock at night. So we don't have to sleep all day long, but you sleep in, you have a leisurely morning, you catch the later bus to the training field, you shoot a few arrows, you have some lunch, you go back, you shoot a few more arrows, and you just generally get into your zone.
Xu Jing will shoot first in this match. And the young lady who was ranked 5th after qualifying comes out with a 9.
Quick sight adjustment after that arrow. After one arrow, that's a bit of a surprise.
Rochmawati,
nice 10.
A 10 to start off. She was 15th after qualifying, but fought her way into this gold medal match.
Yeah, Rochmawati was the first person to have not had a bye, the only person in the medal matches to have not had a bye into the 16th round.
So she earned it.
She fought her way all the way up, yes.
All the way. Rochmawati. This is her first World Cup appearance of the year.
10.
She was 17th here in Poland last year, but she's looking good right now with back-to-back 10s.
Rock solid. She did rank high enough to get a bye through the first round, so she didn't have no byes. Another 9, so this is as simple as a 7 to win this set. Hopefully she'll just continue to execute 10s because 10s are more fun to watch.
Especially for the archer.
Yes.
And a 9 will be more than enough. So Ika Yuliana Rochmawati from Indonesia
takes a 2-0 lead, which means that Xu Jing will be leading out in the second set.
Nice confidence booster for the Indonesian archer who finished 9th at the London Olympiad. So yeah, she's been there before. She's been on a big stage before, has performed well before. 9th, not shabby at all.
Well, and every match at the Olympics is like this. There's a crowd, there's cameras, there's hubbub and to-do. Every match is a big match at the Olympics.
So she's not unaccustomed to these types of surroundings and this kind of situation. The bright lights are on right now, and she seems comfortable.
I believe the bright light is called Sol.
So there's Xu Jing trailing 2-0. Xu Jing got here with a 6-4 win over Marchenko of Ukraine. and a shoot-off win over Deepika Kumari, winning that match 6-5. Xu Jing ranked 3rd in the world right now. She was 2nd back in April. Talented performer. And that talent turns into a 10.
Sometimes it takes a set to find the middle.
Determined look on the face of Ika Yuliana Rochmawati.
Oh dear.
Oh, but it's out there in the blue ring. It's a 6.
Awful lot of pink on that bow. I can think of a few people who would be happy enough to have that. Ooh. A little bit of slip there. Gives a flicker of life.
Surprised expression on the face of Xu Jing. A 10 here would be most helpful.
There's a
and there
10.
you go. Makes things interesting.
Makes it not impossible. It looks like the wind is picking up. I didn't remember seeing anything in the 4.6 meter per second range. There's another 8. So with another 10, we have a push. It's possible to split this set.
Rochmawati.
Needs a good shot.
Got it.
Wow.
Got it.
There
How
you go.
about that?
Fantastic. That's great shooting. And it looks like, just judging from how far her sight is shifted in and how low her sight pin is, it looks to me like she's not shooting very much draw weight, which means that her shot execution, first of all, it's a little bit harder for her to release the string. Now, I'm making all of this up predicated on the idea that her draw weight is low.
Right, you're speculating, yeah.
Given that, her release has to be that much cleaner because the string isn't trying to pull itself out from her fingers as nicely as anybody shooting more draw weight. But more importantly, on a day with a changing wind like this, where we saw that little breeze coming up, that 4.6 that hadn't been really around, it had been much, much lower, often 0 up to about 2. Her arrow is going to drift farther. It's going to be in the air longer, and it's going to drift farther for any different amount of wind. So she has to be better at reading and guessing what the wind is going to do because she's shooting less weight.
So if you wanted to compare it to a sport like golf, it's like reading a putt, trying to see where it's going to break. To some degree.
For sure, but most golfers can putt the same weight of golf club. I'm not sure the analogy quite holds up, but you're right.
But you've got to see, I mean, you're trying to anticipate which way it's going to break.
Yes.
You're talking about the wind, they're talking about how it's going to break on the green. It's all about anticipation and reading things and understanding those situations, right?
Yep, and that's knowledge that she'll have learned through years of experience by shooting that bow, thousands of arrows in different wind conditions. And it does become second nature to some degree, where you can just pull up and you'll hear the wind in 1 or 2 ears and you'll feel how it's pressing on your hands and your face and you'll know more or less what it's up to.
Needed the 10, and I think she got it, yeah.
We're all square again.
Ties it up. Leading 3-1 in this match. Xu Jing.
So if you look at
in trouble.
If we just glance really quickly, just to carry on what I was talking about, if we get to see it. Nope. If we get to see the sights again, you'll see that hers is mounted 7 or 8 notches in. There's a 9, and that's good enough to win the set. That's 2 more points.
And she goes up 5-1 over Xu Jing.
1 more point, she wins this match. And Xu Jing's sight, if you look at it, it's mounted as far out as it can possibly go. So, right, so you can see how the sight is mounted, and the extension is far, far out, whereas there's a whole chunk of the extension coming in behind the riser of the bow. And that's what I'm using to indicate possibly the difference in draw weight. So my guess would be that Xu Jing is shooting a significantly larger draw weight than Rochmawati.
And yet Rochmawati has the 5-1 lead. Shooting on target too.
Works every time.
Seems to really be enjoying herself out here. Why not? She's up 5-1 after the first 3 sets. Won the first set, split the second set, won the third set, and now has Xu Jing on the ropes. The Chinese archer, on paper, the favorite in this match, came out of qualifying ranked 5th. Ika Yuliana Rochmawati qualified 15th.
9 just out. That was a nice quick shot. Puts the pressure back on Rochmawati. Nice
What
10,
pressure?
though.
What
There's the
pressure?
answer.
She doesn't seem to be feeling any pressure.
Oh, she's just putting them in the middle and willing to roll with that. Another 9.
Xu Jing gamely battling on.
9s are good, 10s are better.
What do they say about not bringing a knife to a gunfight?
Ooh, there's the 9.
Ah.
This is interesting. So what does Xu Jing come up with here? If it's a 10, it's a... So wow. The possibilities here are very, very interesting. A lot of pressure there. 7.
Really could have
That's
used a
not
10.
good enough. That should be the game right there. That should hand the gold to Rochmawati.
Based on what we've seen so far, I would agree with you.
To win the gold.
6 or better will get it done. Consider it a done
9.
deal. Rochmawati.
Great shooting. That's tremendous.
Look at that smile.
Yes.
Look at that
A
smile.
lot of hard work paid off. She had a tremendous run. She had to beat names all the way up the ladder, and she just continued to execute. She beat the world, you were saying the world number 3?
Actually, right now, yeah, she's ranked 3rd in the world, Xu Jing. She was 2nd back in April. One of the best in the world. And she defeated her and did it really in tremendous fashion.
Congratulations. That was excellent shooting. That was held up all the way through. There was one blip, that 6 on the second set.
Other than that, though,
which she recovered from, backed it up with 2 10s and still got a set point.
Didn't phase her, didn't throw her off her game at all.
That's tremendous shooting. That's, you were saying, wonder what she'll do under the pressure of the big show.
Exactly, exactly. And we got our answer, how she handled it mentally, her preparation leading up. Obviously getting great coaching, but great execution by Ika Yuliana Rochmawati from Indonesia. She'll have her name in the newspaper tomorrow morning.
I would say so.
Uh-huh.
A little bit excited, thought the judge wanted her up to congratulate her, not realizing the judge was suggesting that it was time to leave.
Time to leave. She doesn't want to go.
Why would you?
And I wouldn't blame her. I'd like to stay out there and shoot a few more myself.
Yeah, but today...